One of my dear students requested a video about how you can use visualization to achieve your goals. I've been using visualization methods for several years. They help me to achieve my long-term goals, but also in working towards them every day. I'm going to share my methods with examples from my life. I have a template that you can download and adapt to your life, but I will also reveal my probably shocking opinion about visualizing your long-term goals. How much are you faking? Your real inner desires, lifestyle, adventure, sexuality, everything. Screw society, leave everything? You may feel a bit schizophrenic. It's gonna get dirty today, but let's start slow. I use visualization in two ways. Number one, I imagine what I will do tomorrow morning. I do that during the day and especially in the evening before I go to bed. Every Friday, I imagine this. I will wake up at 7 on Saturday and start writing the script for my next YouTube video. I connect my morning activity to a positive feeling by saying this. In the morning, I will make a good step forward with my video. I can enjoy the rest of the day and look forward to some fun activity. I find this technique immensely powerful. I program my brain to look forward to the next morning. It helps me to sleep better. My brain wakes me up at the right time. No joke, I don't set an alarm clock and I'm ready to go at 7. I'm super focused on the thing I had imagined I would do. Doing it doesn't feel like a burden somehow. You may say that programming the brain is just mumbo jumbo. Look, I'm an extremely science-oriented person, so I investigated the phenomenon and I also made my own experiments. First of all, several studies have shown that practicing basketball throws by only visualizing them leads to almost the same improvement as practicing physically on the court. Visualization is part of the training routine for many professional athletes. I also made experiments to prove to myself that the outcome of visualization isn't just a placebo effect. I got my proof by applying lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is a technique in which you create your dream at night and you have full control over it. I'm sure you had a dream in which you were a little conscious about the fact that this is a dream, so you kind of have an idea what it's like. Programming your first lucid dream is quite easy. There are just a few steps that you need to do to prepare yourself. I put a few links to tutorials in the description. One important part of the process is to visualize your dream during the day. You are at the beach in the Bahamas enjoying a fruity cocktail and taking a swim. Then you can live in that dream and everything feels real, although you know that you're currently dreaming. Don't start with dreaming about sex in your first lucid dream. You want to be less excited and not wake up immediately. Anyway, since I'm able to control my dreams, I have a better understanding for why it helps to visualize the next day. I feel prepared and more in control over my life. Visualization brings me closer to achieving my goals every single day. But what are my goals? That's where the second visualization technique comes into play. I visualize what I want my life to look like in the foreseeable future. Let's put world-changing events like wars or accidents and severe illness aside. Sure, things can always happen out of the blue. Let's hope for the best for now. We want to bring some structure into that image of our future self, because imagining the future in an abstract way can be too fuzzy and confusing. Also, I find it difficult to imagine everything only in my head. I like to put things on paper to get more clarity into my thoughts. Here's how I do it. I split my life into several areas that are important to me. Here's an empty chart that you can download. It contains aspects like your career, health, relationships, and the environment you want to live in. This helps me to focus my imagination on one part after the other. By the way, feel free to exchange those aspects with ones that matter to you. Maybe spirituality, religion, community, or specific hobbies are important in your life. Before you start visualizing yourself, let me make a few comments. First, this is only a snapshot of the desires you have today. Some of your desires will change over time, and that's normal. Revise your long-term goals maybe once per year. Second, don't be too hard on yourself if you can't visualize some aspects of your life yet. Maslow's pyramid shows well that it is important for us to cover the basic needs before we can move on to self-fulfillment. If your biggest worry is how you're going to pay rent next month, you're less likely going to think about your personal growth and purpose. Third, for every aspect of your life, you may have a different time frame. Maybe love and romance wise, you're only thinking about the next 5 years. Maybe you don't even call it love and romance. Maybe you call it sexuality if you're not even looking for a classic monogamous relationship. On the other hand, you may have a clear vision for achieving financial independence over the next 30 years. I imagine life as a journey. You could say, hey, let's just see where the wind takes me. That's fine. I prefer to say, in the moment, let me sail to this continent. I think it's a destination I could enjoy, but I'll have to explore first. Number 4, if you have a partner, you want to talk about your personal goals. They may be different, but you can work on harmonizing them. Okay then, let me walk you through some of my current life goals to explain a few things about this board in more detail. You don't need to draw anything. I'm terrible at drawing. I simply download images from the web and put them there. It usually takes a minute to find a fitting image. Still, it's also important to close your eyes and imagine yourself in that situation. What I also do is this: I check whether I achieved my goal, have at least taken action, or if I haven't even started working on it. Let's start with career or mission. You may not be working, but you can still have a mission. I do my job not just because I want to earn money. I believe in the good of the things that we do in our workplace. Of course, I don't like all my routine tasks, but that's normal for every job. I also have a personal mission to reach out and share knowledge that I think is valuable for a certain group of people. That's why I do science shows for kids and adults, or have this YouTube channel for students. You may now ask, is that it? Have you really reached your goals career-wise? Shouldn't say something like build a Fortune 500 company or have 1 million YouTube followers? Not for me. I'm gonna be active no matter if I have 5 people working in a company or 500, if I have 100 followers on YouTube or 100,000. Yes, goals should be specific, quantified, and measurable, but you can express that in different ways. For example, for the next 5 years, I will continue publishing 1 video per week. I express my goal with that routine. You will have different goals. You may want to graduate by a certain time or have a specific position in 10 years. In terms of finance, I want to have security today and when I'm getting older. I've set up my safety net with insurances and investments. I want to be financially free when I'm 58. That means I only work if I want to, and I can maintain the same lifestyle. By the way, I have a few videos regarding those topics on my channel. I want to be physically healthy, at least for another 10 years. I want to stay in the city of Berlin. It's a great international hub, and I like that there's so much green in the city. Regarding fun and adventure, I want to see more destinations. I wrote down many of the places I like to see, and I find it's doable over the years. In the winters, I'm planning to live abroad in sunnier places for about a month and mix remote work with vacation. Enough examples, I think you get the idea. On the next pages, I've written my goals down in a little more detail. That helps me to have even more clarity than with just the pictures. I also wrote down a list of actions that I derive from my goals. Sure, it's nice to visualize goals, but if you don't take appropriate action, you simply won't get there. Feel free to have a look at the file and visualize your own goals. Now let me get to a dark truth behind this visualization technique. How much are you faking it? What do I mean? You're drawing a board that shows an image of your future self. How much is this image of yourself influenced by society and by your own doubts? How much of the real you is missing on that board? Let me give you an example. Most societies expect us to have a decent 9-to-5 job, own a house, and have a healthy marriage with a few kids, but not too many. For several decades, that has been the ideal artificial image, and it still is. I say that's nonsense. We're not all like that. Maybe deep inside you dream of something totally different. We live in a bubble of our time. Every century, humans lived according to different ideals. Our ancestors didn't know what a job, property, or marriage is. They shared everything in their small community and had no property. Children had several fathers because sex wasn't exclusive, and you couldn't know whose DNA a child carried. Think of our society today. Maybe you're a woman who can't or doesn't want to have children, but your family won't stop bothering you. Maybe you're homosexual, transgender, or asexual, and it seems impossible to open up about it in your environment. Maybe you dream of being a rock star, but you're too afraid to take a risk. Maybe you want to experience a totally different lifestyle, like Julia Roberts in Eat, Pray, Love, but you have children, responsibilities, and it seems impossible. Maybe you're a guy who wants to live in a Playboy mansion like Hugh Hefner did, but you feel that's frowned upon. Whatever your daydreams are about, this is the real you, your real inner desires that you should allow yourself to listen to and allow yourself to dream about. But is that what should go on your visualization board? Should you be drawing yourself as a rock star? Should I be telling you to go and pursue your most inner desires, screw society, leave everything, and go for it? I don't think so. I'm not an idealist. Life is not that simple. You may not have the financial resources. You may live in an oppressive society. You may not want to lose some of the things that you value in your current life, like your family. Then there's something else. I believe I speak honestly for many people if I say that you may feel a bit schizophrenic. One example, you may want to be with the partner you love and with your children, but you may also seek the excitement of doing something adventurous on your own. The most challenging part is to strike the right balance. Here's my genuine advice. Draw one board with your life goals that you think are realistic for our time and our society. Then draw one in secret that shows the life that you wish you would lead. Leave out no feelings and desires, even if it's maybe the first time that you ever express them. Lifestyle, adventure, sexuality, everything. And now here's what you can do. You can take a small bite of that secret dream and put it on your realistic board. Here's one example. You can't have that eat, pray, love life because you don't want to throw everything away that you built, your steady life with a happy family. Your partner doesn't share your dream? Take a small bite. You can talk to your partner about your dream. You can ask to live in it for a short time, 2 weeks, 1 month. That experience will increase your happiness and self-worth. The effect can last for several months. Maybe you can find a way to make it a regular thing. Of course, you may not be able to do that immediately, but you can start working towards it. For every secret desire that seems out of reach, think of a way to satisfy it with a small bite. Maybe take more bites over time. Maybe that's already enough for you. It's not a dream anymore. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. See you soon.